two new heavyweights just stepped into the ring. Qwen from Alibaba, Gemma from Google. One is a hyper-efficient specialist, the other a reliable pro. But which one wins? Or is that the wrong question?
All right, the open source AI world is buzzing right now, and for good reason. Two new heavyweights have just stepped into the ring. We've got Qwen from Alibaba and Gemma from Google. So we're going to dive in and break down this face-off to see what makes each of them tick.
And this gets us right to the heart of the matter. You know, for the longest time, the whole game in AI was just go bigger. But this matchup, it's asking a totally different question. Is it all about raw, brute force power? Or is there something more to be said for being clever and efficient?
And that really tees up this fundamental problem everyone in AI is wrestling with right now. I like to call it the power dilemma. It's this constant tug of war between making these models insanely smart and, well, the absolutely jaw-dropping cost of just keeping the lights on for them.
Think about it. The biggest, baddest AI models out there, they're basically like those one-off concept supercars. I mean, sure, they're unbelievably powerful, but you practically need a whole F1 pit crew and a blank check just to get them to start. For most developers, that cost is just a total non-starter.
But this is where our two new contenders come in. They're both designed to solve this exact problem, but they go about it in completely different ways. So let's get into it. Let's meet them. Okay, first up in the ring, we have Qwen, coming out of Alibaba's camp. The best way to think about Qwen is like, it's the hyper-efficient specialist. Yeah, it's powerful for sure, but its real magic trick is this really clever design under the hood.
And that secret weapon is something called Mixture of Experts, or MOE for short. Now, instead of having one giant monolithic brain trying to do everything at once, MOE is way smarter. It's like having this big team of specialists. When a problem comes in, it routes it to just the few experts who are best at that specific thing. So you get the brain power of the whole team, but you only pay for the ones who actually show up to work. Pretty smart, right?
And this whole efficiency thing, it all boils down to one very important number, 3 billion.
That's the number of active parameters it's using at any one time. So what's a parameter? Just think of them like the little knobs and dials inside an AI's brain. The more dials you have, generally, the smarter it is. Now here's the crazy part. Qwen actually has a whopping 35 billion of these dials, but it only turns on the 3 billion it needs for whatever you just asked it. So you get the smarts of a huge 35 billion parameter model, but with the speed and the cost of a tiny 3 billion parameter one. It's the best of both worlds, truly.
And you can really see where this efficiency pays off when you look at what Qwen is best at, what's called agent-teak coding. I mean, look at this benchmark. Qwen 3.6 just crushes it with a score of 51.5, leaving Gemma 4 in the dust. It's clearly built for this kind of heavy lifting when it comes to code, but Qwen's got another trick up its sleeve, and this one is all about pure, mind-boggling scale.
And that brings us to another number that just makes you go, wow, 1 million tokens.
Okay, a 1 million token context window? That is just gigantic. Let me put that in perspective for you. It means the model can basically read and remember an entire software project, or 10 full-length novels, all at once. This just opens up possibilities that were pure science fiction a year ago. Imagine telling an AI, hey, go find all the bugs in my entire codebase and fix them. It's a total game changer.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about our second contender, Google's Gemma. So, if Qwen is that hyper-focused specialist, Gemma is more like the polished, reliable pro. You know, the one you can count on. It was built from day one to be business-friendly and super easy to get up and running.
And when you look at Gemma's strengths, it's all about practicality. First off, it has that Apache 2.0 license. Now, that might sound boring, but for any business, that legal clarity is a huge deal. It's also really good at what's called function calling, basically using other software tools reliably, which is critical for AI agents. And of course, it plugs right into the whole Google Cloud and Vertex AI ecosystem. It's just built to be a dependable, predictable workhorse.
And this really gets to the core of Gemma's philosophy. It's built to be deployable. What does that mean? It means you don't need a full-blown data center to run it. It's efficient enough that it can run on hardware you or I could actually own, and that focus on accessibility is massive. It means more people, more small companies can start building real, production-ready stuff without needing to rent out a server farm. It just lowers the barrier to entry for everybody.
Okay, so there you have it. Qwen, the efficient specialist, versus Gemma, the reliable pro. So, which one should you use? Let's break it down, put them side by side, and figure out what tool is right for what job.
All right, looking at them head to head, the real differences pop right out. First, that license. They both have the Apache 2.0, which is fantastic news for commercial use. But then you get to the context window and whoa, Qwen's 1 million tokens just blows Gemma's 256K out of the water, even though 256K is still pretty darn good. But then on the flip side, Gemma has that killer integration with the whole Google world, and Qwen has this unique thinking mode, which is designed to let it chew on really tough problems for a bit longer. It's all about trade-offs.
So let's boil it all down. When should you pick Gemma? You go with Gemma if your top priorities are reliability, speed, and easy deployment, especially if you're already living in the Google Cloud world. And when do you pick Qwen? Well, you choose Qwen when you're dealing with enormous amounts of text or code, when you need really complex, deep planning, or if you need world-class performance in multiple languages.
But when you take a step back from this Qwen versus Gemma fight, you start to see the bigger picture. The real winner here isn't Alibaba or Google. It's us. It's all the developers and businesses out there trying to build cool stuff with AI.
Because this kind of competition, this clash of ideas, the hyper-efficient specialist versus the reliable pro, that's what moves the whole industry forward. It's what makes this incredible technology not just smarter, but also cheaper, more practical, and available to way more people than ever before.
And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We've just seen two very different, very powerful ways to make bleeding-edge AI something you can actually use. So, as these tools keep getting smarter and cheaper, the real question isn't who won. The real question is, what are you going to build?
The real winner isn't Alibaba or Google. It's us, the developers, the builders. So as these tools get smarter and cheaper, the only question that matters now is, what are you going to build?